HBCU game day. We're at Brayboy Gymnasium on the campus of Johnson C. Smith. It was a game for the ages, and we're just in early December. The CIAA Challenge, the championship game between Morehouse and Johnson C. Smith. Let's check out the highlights.
Johnson C. Smith hosting this weekend, taking on Morehouse in the final. Things going well for Smith early as Josh Linson buries a jumper. We're tied at 7, 5 minutes into the game. But Morehouse starts rolling. Brandon Glover with the crossover, the foul, and the bucket. Morehouse up 17-7. Coaches love this. 1 dribble, 3 passes, 2 easy points. Tyrus Walker pushes the lead to 29-11. The Maroon Tigers would lead it by as much as 22 after Glover buries a 3. Their score at the break, 40-21, Morehouse over Smith.
First half, we just weren't prepared to play, unfortunately. We were not together. We went down and got together at halftime, and I thought we were not competitive.
Let's fast forward to 10 minutes to go. Robert Davis III with a lonely teardrop cuts the lead to 8. Alondre Davis with the putback, down to 6. Raston Brown, he led all scorers with 13 points, 3 the hard way here. That cuts the lead to 1 at 47-46. And then it's Brown again. What can Brown do for you? He hands it off, rolls to the basket, gets behind the defense, and Smith back on top 48-47. That completes a 16-7 run. But Morehouse answers. Michael Scott for 3. Then Tyrus Walker finds Tyrone Brown, who knows what to do with it, and Morehouse back on top. But Smith not done. Less than 2 to go. Markel Lotharp from the top of the key. He drills it. Smith reeling Morehouse back in, and they're back up by 2, 56-54. Here comes Glover, ties it back up. It's 57 all, 35 seconds to go. On the other end, DeAndre Pratt, he finds a huge hole in the Morehouse defense, and he fills it right down the lane. Golden Bulls back up on top. Trailing on the road by 2, Morehouse is going to go for the win. But the long 3 from Scott is no good. Smith is going to seal it with a couple of free throws. And they prove to be important because Morehouse nails a desperation heave at the buzzer. That cut the final margin to 1 point, but 1 point enough for the win.
I can do a lot of character building with winning. And certainly losing is difficult, and you can learn from that too, but I think we can draw from this.
So, Stephen, I mean, the first half, it really looked like Smith was out of it, down 19 at the break. And in the second half, I mean, they come out on fire defensively, and they go on that big run. And we had a tight ball game the entire way the second half.
I mean, they were down 19, and it looked like the game was pretty much over. But little by little, you would see Johnson C. Smith making a run, and Morehouse not really advancing in it.
And physicality was different. I mean, Smith on the floor in the second half, more physical in the paint. Just entirely different look to what they were doing in the first half.
Right, it was almost like with Morehouse's size, Johnson C. Smith was a little intimidated because they were much smaller. But as Coach said, in the second half, they came back and played a lot taller than they did in the first half. And they made their free throws. I mean, if you look at the free throw situation, both teams shot 18, 19 free throws, but Johnson C. Smith was able to hit 15 of those, and Morehouse was only able to hit 9. So it comes down to the end of the game, a missed free throw here, a missed free throw there, and something that those guys can build around for the rest of the year.
Now, there were 2 other teams here as well, so a total of 4 teams in this CIAA-SIAC Challenge, Virginia Union and Tuskegee. Virginia Union had a really tough weekend.
Virginia Union leaves the CIAA-SIAC Challenge 0-2, losses to both Morehouse and Tuskegee, and it doesn't get any easier as they head up to Barclays and play in the Big Apple Classic on Sunday.
Not a lot of preparation. Everything is mental. We can't get on the floor. We can't do anything physical. All we do is watch films and talk to them. So it's going to be a mental game for us. And the key going to be for us is that we got to play hard and we got to keep the game within range, because if we get down, we could get deflated. You know, because after these 2 hard-fought games, and even if we won these 2 games, it would have still been a big challenge for us regardless. So right now, after coming off 2 losses, it's more of a challenge. It's more mental than it is physical.
All right, you know, I like to put you on the spot every week. CIAA-SIAC, just from this sample size of 4 teams, who has the better brand of basketball here in 2014?
You look at the results. I don't think you can say better because I think it was 2-2. You look at the way things worked out. Two different brands of basketball. You see the CIAA is more guard oriented, and they like to run and get up and down the floor a little bit more. SIAC is a little bit more power, but they also got some quickness at the guard positions as well. So a little bit more versatile maybe in the SIAC. You saw Tuskegee go to the D2, the Elite 8 last year. CIAA hasn't had that great of a playoff record this last couple of years, so it'll be interesting to see as things go down the line who is standing last, CIAA or the SIAC.
Well, that's a wrap from the CIAA-SIAC Challenge. For Stephen J. Gaither, I'm Tolly Carr, HBCUGameDay.com.
Connect with us via social media on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Vine. You can find it all at HBCUGameDay.com.